We're on the home stretch here. This is phase 1 of the Monster Serials cinematic universe, and we've got Yummy Mummy today. Bit of a strange guy.
You got an Egyptian mummy in a South American pyramid singing, like, Caribbean music.
Yeah, and I don't know why. So I feel like that might be part of the challenge today. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Screen to Screen. I'm Andrew, and this is Chris.
Why, hello there. Maybe this could be a forgotten Egyptian king.
Okay.
He was mummified.
Okay.
And he realized he was cursed with undeath, and instead of letting that get him down, this guy was like, you know what? I want to see the world.
Yeah.
So, like, he went out. That's like he has a home in a South American pyramid
and
somewhere.
He's like, hey, pyramids, I know these.
Right? He goes out and he explores like the tropical island chains.
Yeah. Like in life, he always wanted to see the world, but he had to like rule the kingdom.
Yeah, he had too many responsibilities, and that's another thing with Egyptian kings. They were almost universally very young. Teens, maybe early 20s.
Yeah.
And in his undeath, he was just like, "Screw this, man! I'm not gonna hang out in a tomb. I'm gonna explore the world."
Maybe in the islands he becomes the Yummy Mummy because that's where he learns about the tropical fruit.
Yeah, he's in Egypt. He doesn't really have.
He wouldn't see all of the tropical fruits.
No, like pineapples.
Maybe like one gets imported to him. Like he
gets to try one exotic fruit. Yeah. And that's what. Like once he's dead, he's like, I'm hunting down that fruit.
So what's the way? How do you kill off a character in a movie, in a kids movie, and make it like sell cereal? Like how do you do that?
I'm thinking we just I think it's just time lapse. We see him as a young ruler. We see him not being happy.
I'm thinking maybe like a little narration, and he's so over being dead, it's nothing. He's like, this is me. This is me 5 years old. This is me when I was a teenager. And I got in a little stupid accident with an ox, and well, I died. But hey, it's all cool because I got mummified. He's had a good run, and he's living it up.
And it kind of immediately sets the tone as being a little bit more lighthearted than you might have expected. I was made Pharaoh at like 5 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't get to have fun at all. Life was pretty dull.
Yeah.
And, and then one day, it all just kind of came to a stop, Life's tough in the ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
And that's when I was buried with all of my wealth. Some good that was doing me dead.
I really like his like surfer attitude.
Yeah, like I want this guy to be like a super chill.
I like that. Like it's like bury me with all my cool stuff I had, and it's like it's all good though because us pharaohs will get to go and meet like I forgot the names of the gods and stuff. Osiris or whatever.
Osiris is one of them. Yes.
And Set, I guess, and
they came down. They were like, "Hey, you ready to come chill with us?" And I was like, "You know what? Nah,
I haven't seen the world yet."
Yeah, I'm just kind of stuck here. And then one day, thankfully, some tomb robbers came and awakened my curse, allowing me to seek vengeance. But you know what? I'm more of a live and let live kind of guy. So I said, whatever, I don't need these earthly possessions anymore. I'm just happy to be alive again. So I said, see you later, losers. And I went to see the world.
I love this character. Like he's such like a positive dope that being dead did nothing. He didn't care.
If anything, he was just like, "Oh, sweet, I don't have to rule anymore."
Yeah.
That was real lame.
Yeah.
That's my catchphrase.
Yeah, that's his catchphrase. I was gonna say the way we set this up, it sounds like almost like a Lion King arc. Like he needs to be a ruler.
Yeah. Like set this up. He needs to do some responsibility.
Yeah, maybe like he was assassinated, but he doesn't even know it, and he was cursed as a punishment, but he doesn't even know it. And maybe like the descendants of the guy, the rulers of Egypt, or maybe like the curse like got him too, and he's immortal now. Like something where it's sort of like this happy-go-lucky mummy guy has no idea people wished him ill.
When his tomb is broken into, and the curse is activated, he rises up. He just goes off to have his fun adventures. It turns out there was another mummy in there, and that mummy was the king that happened after him.
Okay.
who poisoned him.
Okay.
And this mummy's a bad mummy. This is a more traditional,
we haven't done
evil,
that yet.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
When I think mummy, I think like adventurers. Like that's the thing I feel like is missing. Otherwise, it's not so much a mummy movie. It's like an Egyptian mythology movie.
Yeah,
and it's not necessarily, I think like an explorer.
So instead of grave robbers or treasure hunters, like it could be a proper like Indiana Jones-esque.
Yeah, he's been gone for so many years. Like there are certain like amulets, whatever, that need to be collected to sort of, powers, whatever, and they're scattered around the world. It's a globe-trotting adventure. They need to go to like the Caribbean. They need to go to the South America. They need to go around the world, and he loves this idea. He wants to see the world.
Yeah. You have what will be our human protagonist, like the globe-trotting adventurer, our Brandon Fraser-esque / Indiana Jones / just a cool adventure-seeking archaeologist who doesn't play by the rules. Kind of, they're gonna bust in, they're gonna awaken this mummy, who wants to see the world. But there's also an evil mummy who goes off, and maybe the evil mummy's like accumulating power, kind of thing. Because we need him to be running away from responsibility, but we need the threat to grow. Slow enough that he's able to have adventures, but quick enough that there's a movie.
It could be a race to get the bits.
Ooh,
it's a race now.
Like the evil mummy, is off and trying to get him,
and he's more of like a Boris Karloff mummy, where he's not in his bandages. Like he planned ahead, and so he's a little more like he just looks kind of like a creepy human.
Yeah. How about the opening of the movie is just straight Indiana Jones? Like we have an adventure going through a pyramid. There's traps they're avoiding. It's very exciting. And they finally they come to classic sealed door where it's like a rod with rope wrapped around it, and the rod has Egyptian hieroglyphs, and the guy's
maybe a puzzle or something.
Something curse, whatever. Crack, pops it open, gets the curse going. Our yummy mummy bursts from the tomb. Freeze frame. You're probably wondering how I got to be like this, and that's when we get the voice.
I like. That's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
The little things they've got to collect. It'd be like jewels that resemble fruit. Maybe like he was given these jewels while he was alive or something. They're meaningful somehow. Maybe like his father or something or whatever. I don't know. It's like someday you'll travel the world, my son, and you'll see all of these. I don't know, and he never got to. He died before he got to do that, and this is sort of his second chance.
We could have these magical artifacts, right? And his advisor. I've decided it's his advisor. That's gonna be
like a Jafar kind of thing.
A Jafar kind of thing. So this Jafar figure clearly wants all these things. So he's having them brought from all around the world. He has men out there seeking them out. Our young Pharaoh, he's just a friendly guy. So he's meeting other people, and he's like, oh, I got to give him a gift. And he starts giving out these things without the advisor knowing. And that's how they start getting spread across the world.
Okay.
And that's why the advisor murders him. He's just like, all right, we got to stop this.
Okay. How does he find them? Is there some sort of sense he has? Is there a compass that points to them?
Why do you need that when you have a globe-trotting adventurer who knows where treasures are?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a historian,
I'm thinking,
or maybe there's
Indiana Jones style,
there's puzzles,
puzzles, or it's oh, he was trying to collect this thing. It looked like a weird crystal strawberry, and
it's like, wait, strawberry? Yes, I know that one.
Hold on. Oh my God, the Aztecs.
He's the one who knows what they look like.
Yeah, this. How about it's not a coincidence this guy's going through this tomb. This is their thesis.
Oh yeah.
All of this. He knows the history of everything that happened. So
this is okay. Yeah. All right.
That's why we could have. Eventually, our mummy needs to learn that his advisor poisoned him.
Right.
And who better than a historian?
I think that's the lowest point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't want to tell you this, but he killed you.
Hold on, let me put you into an MRI machine.
I kind of really like that.
We'll do all the real things we do to mummies that we do in the real world.
That's kind of fun. That'd be kind of maybe like his like body cavity is the map, like MRI. I really like this idea, but it doesn't sell cereal. I'm so torn now.
It's not gross. I think it's okay.
I think it's educational.
It's educational because like that's what when we get a mummy, like we can't unwrap it because then we destroy the mummy.
Yeah.
So we do, in fact, like we do MRIs.
Maybe he's got like a treasure map like inside of him.
Like the people who were mummifying him were on his side.
Yeah,
They realized the advisor's evil who just took over. So like they put like clues inside of him.
Yeah, maybe like on his bandages there's like a long text and they're like unraveling it in like a 3D model on a computer.
That'd be fun.
That's kind of like a lot of the clues and information are wrapped in his bandages.
Yeah.
And the explorer's like, this is what I've been looking for. You're the map.
You're the missing key.
His bandages are color-coded. There are 4 treasures. Ooh. There's the purple treasure, the red treasure, the orange treasure, and the yellow treasure.
There you go.
And the instructions are wrapped around him. And so then they have to go into, like, they have to scan it, and in that 3D model, like, they unravel it in the computer.
So we have a rat race going on, where the villain and him are trying to get the bits.
And the villain maybe knows where they are.
Because he didn't die. He was alive and was able to, like... Maybe send out his guys to try and figure out where things are. The problem is, like, he died as well.
He's got a friend, and the friend, upon his death, scatters these because he knows that the bad guy wants them, and he can't destroy them. It's impossible. So he scatters them to the winds, and with the hope that someday, the yummy mummy will come back and be able to collect them all again.
Yeah.
And then maybe the villain opts to, like, he hears about this and he like opts to wake up in the future, like to sort of like chase him, like Austin Powers style.
Austin Powers style.
I don't know.
How about you mentioned having a friend? I like the idea of like another advisor, or like just like a kindly person who's not important. Like what's important is there's an evil family member.
Yeah, an evil mummy.
And a helpful advisor. The advisor can be the one who like figures out like he was killed by his uncle, and figures out that the uncle's going to do something with these gems, these important mystical artifacts, and it's like take over the world style MacGuffin evil. So he's the one that scatters them in the dead of night, and he's the one that's like because at this point they believe that whatever you're buried with goes into the afterlife with you. So like he writes down in the bandages for the mummification process, like, this is what he's going to do with them. Yeah. This is roughly where they're going to be.
Yeah.
And, if you see him in the afterlife, don't trust him.
Yeah.
And then, if we need to establish how the evil uncle also becomes a mummy, the advisor can, take revenge, like, collapsing debris or, runs in there with a knife. We probably don't want to show a stabbing or anything, but the implications can be clear. Like, he went off and he did what had to be done.
Yeah.
Or, he just eventually died. Whatever we want to do. But that way, it's a friend who left the hints for him.
Right.
And that's so we can find out.
And maybe, he wakes up, he's woken up by the adventurer. Maybe the adventurer's found, like, the thing that wakes him up. I don't know, whatever. And he's like, we have to go on this quest to get the other things. And he's like, I never left Egypt before. This is my home.
Mm-hmm.
And then like adventure calls, and like maybe that's when he finds out like you didn't, like, you don't know, you were poisoned.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, well I'm afraid or not. We gotta solve this jewel thing. He's gotta like he's like, he doesn't want to leave because he's only known one place for thousands of years at this point. And now he has to see the world, and he has to like. The mummy, it's for the first time the mummy gets to do the fun traveling.
Yes.
It's a mummy against mummy jewel grabbing adventure. Gotta find them. Gotta go all over the world. You gotta go to like the Caribbean. You gotta go to South America. Like maybe like what do you got?
All right, so I'm thinking 4. That's a lot for a movie. Like the whole movie would just be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So why don't we? It's 3 of them scattered about that they're hunting for. the villain already has one. That way he starts with like evil mummy powers.
Okay.
Like
Each one gives you a little bit of power.
Yeah, so he was buried with one,
Uh-huh.
and maybe that's how they both come to life, is the evil gem's power when the curse is broken. That way he has evil mummy powers.
Yeah.
He could have like, evil mummy servants that are helping him find things. That way the villain's not just another goofball.
Yeah. I don't think 4 is that many. I mean,
it's true. 4 is not a lot.
I think because I'm really into the idea of each bandage represents one location. One location. The adventurer finds the mummy. There's a little bit of like, I thought this was just legend. I wanted it to be true, but I didn't realize. And then they're like, oh, whoa, hey man, what's up? And it's like, we have to get you to the lab. Like, we need to see, like take a look. Like I don't know how you're alive. We need to use science. We need to take a look and see inside of you. And that's when they find like the descriptions. Like, it's like your bandages. It's an ancient hieroglyphics. So is there like a small team? I feel like there has to be, because like I can't. Like, one guy's not going to be like an expert on all these things. Probably like a friend's like, okay, this is a little weird.
Yeah, I mean,
I found a mummy. Okay, cool. You've brought mummies before. This one's a little different.
It's a little different.
Hey guys,
I'm thinking you have, it's like a buddy cop situation with mummy and adventure, and that's your core.
I guess archaeologist,
adventure.
Yeah, like
that's your core. Yeah. And then they have their friends they reach out to. Like Indiana Jones has his network.
Right. Yeah. But it's also like people in on the secret of the mummy though, because like it's kind of weird. You got a mummy.
And you know what? If this is the modern day movie, like this could be the team that's going to be reoccurring in the crossover movies later on, because they'll be aware of a talking mummy. They're scientists that have access to facilities.
Okay, yeah, we can bring these guys back if we need to, yeah.
So we want to make sure these are good characters, because I imagine like this will be the backbone for our secret organization of serial monsters.
Ooh, maybe the Nick Fury of this place is General Mills.
There you go.
And if this is a buddy movie, they got to learn something from each other. So maybe it's like the archaeologist is very responsible and doesn't know how to have fun. I don't know, But the explorer entering into the tomb, it creates like it triggers the wake up process. And by the time he gets to the sarcophagus, he's already left, and now he's wandering around in modern day, and then like the archaeologist finds him. It's like, wait a minute. He like opens the book. It's like, that's of course, it's like, it's a friggin' mummy. He must know who it is. Confrontation between the two mummies. Like do we have like a wizard fight sort of, like
a bit of a mummy fight,
like a mummy fight,
because like our protagonist mummy gets 2 gems and the villain gets the other gem that's out there.
I was thinking, wait, so there's 4 gems. I was thinking the protagonist gets 3 gems, but the villain still has the most powerful one. That's what I'm thinking. So he's learning to be a leader? What is he learning? He's learning to be responsible?
I'm thinking he's learning to be...
How does he win at the end using what he's learned? Like, it's sort of like Simba. I just can't wait to be king. Like, he's really into like the luxury life of a king. He's like a naive guy. And he has to go on this adventure, and he maybe like, I don't know, learns like the world's more complicated than that. Maybe he's a king. He's had everything he's ever wanted in his short life. Everything he ever wanted was given to him, and he's seeing people who like don't necessarily have the same kind of king. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
And the also thing is like, he's a friggin' mummy. Like, what do we got to dress him up like in the Ninja Turtles with a trench coat and sunglasses and a fedora? Like, I'm
guessing like at first he doesn't really think about it.
At first, yeah.
People run away screaming,
but they're globe-trotting now. He kind of needs, like, if he wants to get on a plane or something.
I'm thinking that's how he ends up hanging out with the adventurers. The adventurers like, listen, if you're gonna be around, like, you need my help. I know the world, because like I like the idea that he's running away from responsibility, like the Lion King setup, and this guy is gonna be like, all right, I need to trick him into coming with me, I could teach you about the world, so I could put you in disguises.
Yeah.
That way we could, get them together. Otherwise, why are they together?
Maybe it's this archaeologist is a little bit, I don't want to say a scammer, but like sort of like he's really playing this mummy because he wants to be famous or something. And maybe like a friendship between them. Like, he's trying to like, just like, okay, I found a mummy. That's great. That's a little weird, but okay. But he's also kind of dumb. So how can I take advantage of this? Though, I feel like the real discovery is a living mummy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's kind of the discovery.
Which is why it might be an okay idea to, like, have this guy work for an organization. Like, this could be the Bridge movie.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so I'm switching my thoughts a little bit because he can't be trying to exploit the mummy, because if he was, he'd just, hey, look, I have a mummy.
Yeah. Like, we can go that route. Like, instead of him being an adventurer, like, he could have been a proper grave robber. And the arc is more about this character than the mummies.
But then, like, why doesn't he just, like, turn him over, like, hey, look, I have this mummy? Or maybe that is the
Because
idea.
the mummy's not listening to him. Like, at first it could be, I gotta scam this mummy. But in the process, he gets to know the mummy.
Maybe only a mummy can retrieve the jewels. Only a mummy can, like, take it out of its, like, holding spot.
Yeah.
Like, it needs the mummy powers.
Like, at first, he wants the mummy for money, but then he learns about the gems.
Yeah.
We open on our grave robber.
Okay.
He breaks in the door. Mummy lifts up. Our guy freaks out. You're probably wondering how I got like this.
Okay.
We have our voiceover. Villain gets out of there. Our guy's like, where'd that mummy go? Like, I need this. This is for me. This is money in my pocket. He finds the hint on the floor, like a little map. He finds that map and he's like, all right, I'm going to go get that mummy. And then, bam, flashbang goes off. He's surrounded by all these agents.
Yeah.
And this guy's taken in. He meets General Mills. And General Mills is like, there's a mummy on the loose because of you. You know how long we've been working this case?
Yeah, okay.
So he gets press ganged into service here.
Yeah.
If we want to introduce, like, a fun character at this point, we can.
Well, why do they need him, though?
They need him because this guy knows where the mummy went. Like, when they...
Why would they ask him?
Why would he tell him?
They could torture him. I don't know. I think there's, like, parts of that that are good. I don't know if it's a full idea yet.
I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to give you the bones and we can flesh it out.
Yeah.
But, like, this lets us introduce, like, the secret organization. We can get a little bit of backstory for it right then and there, real quick, like. And it's like, all right, we got to go find this mummy because this mummy has some bad designs. Like, they know it's an evil mummy, but they're talking about the wrong mummy. They only thought there was one mummy in there. Like, I like the idea of this organization, like, knows that there's this figure that has, like, a magical artifact, and they've been keeping an eye on it just in case it ever goes wrong. And they don't know about Yummy Mummy. Like, they just know about an evil mummy.
Yeah.
Our guy, you know, he gets picked up by the organization. It's just like, you know, what you've done, blah, blah, blah. And they try to hunt down the mummy. Why they use him and not, you know, anyone else? It could be mummy curse nonsense. Who knows? Like, maybe he's able to intuitively know where the mummy is for some reason.
Maybe he's the descendant of the friend.
Ooh.
Maybe it's the bloodline.
There you go, the bloodline.
Yeah. A mummy who was cursed by an evil uncle, and he has to go on a globe-trotting adventure to find all of these jewels before his uncle does.
Yep.
With a friend who is an archaeologist of some kind, either using his knowledge for, you know, financial gain or through curiosity, or the government's making him, or whatever. There's a thing there. They're going around the world, getting stuff, learning about each other, learning about different cultures. Meanwhile, the bad guy's going around with his henchmen. They're trying to track them down. Maybe they're hot on their their heels. They keep missing him. Maybe he's like blowing up towns as they like,
he needs to be doing evil stuff. That way, our Yummy Mummy like actually acknowledges it's a threat, and he stops running from his responsibility as the ruler-esque figure here, and goes to confront ostensibly one of his subjects who's doing bad stuff.
He's using this trip around the world as an excuse to... It's not really an excuse. He kind of does need this.
Well, it could be an excuse. Like, it could be a situation where they get wrapped up with an organization. Like, the organization's sending them out to do these things. The mummy doesn't care because he just wants to have fun they didn't get to have. And our grifter's just looking for an easy buck. Like, he sees an opportunity in this. And it's only through meeting people in these locations and then those locations getting fucked by evil mummy magic that they both start learning, like, it should be kind of my responsibility.
It should be kind of his fault a little bit. Like,
because they're not taking it as seriously as they should.
But how would they have prevented that, though?
By taking it seriously? They could have been acting faster and getting gems faster.
Yeah, but...
Like, I'm thinking
if there's like these little mini fights that happen and like towns get destroyed as they're fighting.
Like, those are good set pieces that can work as character growth and motivation.
Yeah.
Because at first it's like they get to the Caribbean, we got to find a gem.
Let me make that last. If that's
we can make that one last. Yeah. Like, they get to a location, it's exotic, it's different from Egypt.
Yeah.
The mummy wants to sightsee. He wants to try the local cuisine. He wants to mingle. Right. Our grifter's just like, I'm being strong-armed into doing this because of this weird curse that makes it so
he's almost like babysitting this child.
Yeah. Like, the mummy's curse could even be like he's tied to him in some way.
Yeah. I like that. He's tied to him. Yeah. And the explorer, in whatever version we do, wants to keep getting these gems, but the mummy's like, wait, let's stay here a little longer. Yeah. It's like, if we stay here, he's going to find us. Like, that's the thing. Like, the longer he stays in one location, the stronger, like, the sense is. Like, he's like, you can, like, the evil mummy can sense the other mummy's presence. So if they stay in one place too long, then they sort of, maybe that's it.
I mean, it could be one of those, like, the mummy realizes and, like, finally understands the grifter's trying to just make his own gems.
And he's only following him because of the curse or whatever.
Like, they're not really friends, and the grifter doesn't care about the fate of the world.
But at this point, he probably does.
Yeah, but it's like a misunderstanding because of something that the grifter set up earlier in the movie.
Right. Yeah, he did something, and it's like, but you did this? Oh, it was different then. I didn't know you. Blah, blah. Yeah.
Like, he sets up a meeting with, like, a buyer of stolen antiques.
Yeah. And
the guy is just like...
That's right. It's like, but I thought we were going to save my kingdom. Like, it's like, it's like, you lied to me.
And then, of course, they patch up later on.
Yeah.
And then your big confrontation.
Like, you didn't care about your kingdom. You just cared about sightseeing, And then at this, And so after he sees how, he sees all these places kind of get, like, torn apart by these feuds, he's like, oh, my people need me, or whatever. I don't know. There's no, like, Pharaoh of Egypt modern day, so I don't know how that works.
It's less of, like, my people and more of a, like, they squeak by. Like, they barely get ahead of the villains, and they get the 3 gems.
I feel like it's got to, like, save the world, or maybe it's like, the souls of his people are trapped in, like, a limbo or something until, like, this resolves. I don't want to get, like, too deep into that, because again, it's got to sell cereal.
My thought was going to be, like, we have our 3 encounters. They see the destruction that happens, and he's just like, I've been taking this, like, too lightly. Like, we're destroying lives by not being like, quick and efficient. Like, it's sad that I didn't get to live my life when I was alive, but, like, I gotta do this. People are suffering because of me. So they get the 3 gems just slightly faster than the henchmen do.
Yeah.
And that's when, like, TV news report, like, Egypt's, like, in a deadly sandstorm that will never end. Yeah, it's clearly evil mummy magic.
Maybe it's, like, spreading out. Like,
like, the villain gets fed up, and he's like, if I can't get to the gems first, I'll make him bring the gems to me. So it's one of those, like, I'm destroying Egypt, you punk.
Yeah. What's the big finish where Yummy Mummy has learned a thing or two and uses that to defeat the evil mummy?
How about instead of he learned a thing or two, it's the friendship comes back together. So, like, we have the falling out happen right after they get the 3rd one. The mummy's at his lowest point, realizing all the destruction he's caused. He finds out that there was a buyer for these gems that shows up while his buddy's using the bathroom.
Right.
So they have their big falling out. He leaves to confront the villain. And, like, just when you think he's going to lose in the fight, that's when our fun grifter friend, like, bullwhip swings in an Indiana Jones-esque flying kick.
And what does he bring? What does he bring to the party?
Brings the power of friendship.
Power of friendship.
Power of friendship and responsibility.
Is that that's the thing is it friendship? Is it responsibility? Maybe it is mindfulness is what he needs to learn. It's be aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
I like that. That actually, we don't have to change anything.
Yeah.
Like, having the towns destroyed, because he wasn't really thinking about the implications.
It's like, you have to, like, a king doesn't, a child king doesn't necessarily understand that. They're just like, well, I'm very important.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have fun.
So
and everyone loves me. That his most charming trait is that he's oblivious and has fun all the time. But it's also his flaw.
Yeah.
He needs to be more mindful of his life, of other people's feelings, about people who are not doing so great things to him. He needs to be more mindful and less sort of, like, Yeah, he didn't even care he died.
Yep.
You know, this is a guy who's just so surface level, and he needs to live deeper. Well, that was Yummy Mummy. Thanks for watching Screen to Screen. If you've got other ideas that you want to see adapted into a movie, let us know in the comments. And, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time here on Screen to Screen.
Yummy, mummy, make your tummy go yummy.